Fox Weather is your Hurricane HQ, so we'll continue to bring you the latest updates on all things Melissa. Ben Kirtman is the director of the University of Miami's NOAA Cooperative Institute for Marine and Atmospheric Studies. He joins us now to talk about Melissa's latest updates. Ben, thanks for coming on this afternoon. This storm, Melissa, not expected to move all that much, at least until we get into perhaps the end of the weekend, that turn to the west. What are the implications of just that slow movement?
Yeah, Jane, thanks for having me on the show this afternoon. Yeah, the implications are important to consider. That storm is going to sit there, and that warm water is warm, and it's a deep layer of warm water, so that when it stirs it up, it's not cooling off as much, because there's that, usually when you stir up the water, it brings cold water from below, but it's so thick, that warm layer, that storm is going to have plenty of fuel. And so it's going to keep spinning up. And as that wind shear locally dies down, the storm's going to become more vertical. Those thunderstorms are going to become more symmetric. Right now you're really seeing all the messy part of the storm on the east side. That's why, the Dominican Republic is getting the most of it, and Jamaica's okay for now, but that when the shear lessens, the shear of the storm, it's going to get more upright, get more symmetric rainfall, and start to really intensify. So I think a Category 4, sometime early next week is not far-fetched.
Absolutely. I mean, this storm has been incredible to watch. Your classic kind of late season setup. There are a few different models outlining the path for Melissa. So why should people keep an eye on all of these instead of just trusting the best one, especially when you consider, the Google DeepMind, the AI, really leading the way this season, but the first time it's had to forecast something in the Caribbean Basin this year?
Yeah, right. So there's this temptation. Oh, I'm going to take the model that seems to be performing the best this year, or discount the others. I think that's highly risky. We don't know whether the DeepMind model has been well trained on these kinds of storms, and is it going to blow it this time? And so you need to keep all the good models, the European and the U.S. model, the GFS, in mind to consider the entire spread of possibilities. So they're all equally possible, and so you want to plan for all possible outcomes. And when you start selecting models as a forecaster, which ones you like, that's when you get in trouble.
Absolutely. So you mentioned Cat 4, perhaps even Cat 5 on the table, given how warm these waters are. I think that explosive intensification certainly not off the table. But we know that eventually a trough is going to come and scoop Melissa out of the Caribbean, perhaps a week from now. But at this point, how do you see that playing out when we look beyond the islands?
Yeah, so the timing of that trough is critical in terms of when that storm takes the rapid move to the northeast. So if that trough gets delayed, then you can have a more westward track, and that could have some implications for, say, Florida or southeast U.S. If that trough moves in earlier, then I think you would see, more likely that it would stay at sea. And, the biggest impacts would be felt in Cuba and the Dominican Republic. So, and Haiti. It really depends on the timing of that trough that's coming through, that's really producing the bad weather in Texas and New Mexico and places out that. So the timing is critical. We're going to know better in the next few days about that timing of that, when the models really get that system in a robust form, and we're closer to when that the steering flow will come through. So you'll see the models become more confident and come together sooner. But it is that timing of that front that's critical.
Oh, absolutely. And, I also think there is some intensity that plays hand in hand in that, the stronger the storm, the more it's going to feel that trough and get tugged away. So Ben Kirtman, director of the University of Miami's NOAA Cooperative Institute for Marine and Atmospheric Studies, thank you for coming on to Fox Weather, chatting this out with me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane. Appreciate it.